Number 26, right off the bat. It's 1-0 before I even got the score set up. Breck 1-0, taking it right in off the opening face-off and scoring. Inauspicious start. It is Lexi Husenfeld in net for the Irish to start this one. I was down during the warm-ups trying to get the numbers of all the players, which are not their normal numbers, and then are also completely different numbers than what they wore yesterday. So we will try to get it going. That looks like Lamantia, number 35, turning, firing, and handled cleanly by the goalie for Breck, who I understand is not Claire Milinkovic, as she is not playing this one against the Irish. She's playing a full game of the next one against Centennial, so Milinkovic on the bench. I don't know the name of their backup goalie, and I don't have a roster for the Breck players, and it wouldn't matter because these are all practice numbers anyway. He's back to the point, and that is number 4, Robeck, fired wide left. Comes out of the zone to Robeck. She's backtracking, hanging on. Fires it in, past number 2, Brenna Moss. I've got their numbers scribbled on a notepad, their names and numbers scribbled, so hopefully I got everybody. And I'll try to figure out who they all are as we go. JV coming off a big 5-3 win against Breck JV. A hat trick by Gracie Gill in the first game. Also came out late with an injury, high stick up towards the head area. Hopefully she's all right. Number 3 is Kaylee Linscheid. Number 40, Olsen, Ella Olsen. And that one was stopped by Moss, number 2 out front. Puck comes out, sent back in offside. They'll allow him to tag up. Puck held in by the Mustangs. Number 14, firing a low shot, redirected out front, rebound, once, twice, save, covered. Lexi Husenfeld got on it with 22 minutes left in the running time, first half. And shot block number 23 was Ruby Kuhn sending one in. Breck firing it up, but held in. I think that might be Winnicky. Nope, that's Finn. There's Winnicky 38. Turning, firing off the blocker. Shot by Winnicky. Nice save. Breck. And firing it over. Firing it on off the crossbar. Shot by 18, Audrey Bowl. Shot by Vesio, I think. Yep, 7 was Vesio. Fired. It went off a stick and up into the netting, out of play. A couple of good looks by the Irish. Bowl put one off the crossbar. For one of them, looks like Vesio, Bowl, and I believe TK 34, Taylor Krieg at the right wing. It is. Top line for the Irish. And in offsides for the Mustangs. Breck with the quick one right off the opening draw, 1-0. Taking it up offside on the re-entry. Who's 44 that I missed? Erickson's 21. Missing the other defender. And I can't think of who I'm missing. A lefty defender number 34. Trying to figure it out. Season card, is it? Maybe it is. I thought I had it as a different number. I think that is Susanfeld. It is. Number 20, bringing it wide right. Shot. Saved Susanfeld. Lexi. Sister Maddie at the head of her, the junior and defender, sophomore goalie. I'm going to get myself a note here. All right. Folks, I could not handle doing the game without knowing who anybody was, so I was sitting down there while they were doing warm-ups instead of streaming it, trying to figure out who is who. This Breck team's tough. They've got some good ones. And a Schliemann. Paradise trying to chip it out. Goes past Olsen. Inside on the forecheck, number 3. So Linscheid, Moss, and Ella Olsen playing together. It looks like on the line. And stick is hung up over there. They're going to blow the whistle, or maybe the face masks did. Number 20 for Breck. Yeah, their helmets connected. They're laughing at it, and I think that's Anna-Marie Paradise. Connected, conjoined with number 20 from Breck. It was Moss taking the draw. Fired in. Rosenfeld leaves it for Roback. Breakout pass up to Moss. Will send it in. Change for the Irish. I gotta hold on for some more. I can't remember who's who. Yep. That is Krista Lee, number 39. 27 is Alyssa Condon, the goal scorer from yesterday, the lone goal. And 23, Ruby Kuhn. Breck able to send it in behind Rosenfeld with the net. Finn chipping it out. And Winnicky sends it in. Breck looking to break it out of their zone. Do not. And it's 27. One too many moves. It was worth that shot. It's Condon. She did yesterday and scored. Like to see her put one on net there. And coming out the other way, it's Breck number 14. Finn getting back. And cuts it off to the side. Near side corner in the Irish zone. Gets out to the wing. Trista Lee sends it out. Get a change. With number 7, Vesio. There's TK. Can't get the shot off. Bull, Vesio, and TK. Number 20 for Breck taking it in. Good defense by Husenfeld. Over to Maggie Erickson. Sends it in. There's a glove on the ice. Romantia is now in. Ooh, a punch to the back of the head from a Breck player on Maggie Erickson. She gets called for it. That was a cheap shot. by number right there. 10, number 10. With the punch to the back of Maggie Erickson's head. That'll send it down to the Breck zone. So it's number 26, Kenna Hatley at center, Lamantia on the right wing, and number 19, Annabelle Williams. We do have an IR spot. Miss Emma Flugan sitting this one out with an injury due to the hard hit yesterday. Lamantia sends that out ahead, and well, they didn't call the icing, but Williams couldn't get there in time. Lamantia picking it up, turning and firing into the glove, loose out front. And comes out, breakout pass. And we're back finding Lamantia. She's on the move. She will chip it in on net and held on to it. Get a line change with the Moss line coming out. It's Linscheid, Moss, Ella Olson, left to right. And we've got Winnicky and Finn at defense. Behind the net for Breck. Fired, save Husenfeld, and it's Moss trying to clear it. I think that's Moss. Whoa, that one to the crease, save Husenfeld. It was loose on the back door for a second. Breakout pass, Winscheid to Olson. Stop that mid-ice. Breck coming the other way. Number 10 trying to get to the net. He gets taken down. They call that one on a hook. And they'll stay in the Irish zone. They're not playing with any power plays or anything, so they just give possession in the zone of the offending party. It's the lead battling along with Kuhn. That gets by Madeline Husenfeld. Back the other way, finding the stick of Kuhn. Turns for shot, was off the defender's stick, goes behind the net. Kuhn gets boarded up. Crystal Lee coming in to help, comes out the other side. Husenfeld is there to retreat and retrieve it. Sends it back down low. You've got Vesio coming in. Paradise in, picks up the loose puck, comes to her forehand, turns, fires off the chest pad, bounces out, and it somehow didn't go in. It went behind the goalie, but bounced horizontally at the goal line and went outside the right post. I thought for sure that was going to bounce in the net. Shot by Paradise, went off the shoulder pad, went behind the goalie, but somehow didn't go in. And it stays 1-0 Mustangs. Whistle blown down on the other side. And must have been a call against the Irish, as it looks like it's going to stay down on that end. We are 10.5 and counting here in the first half. Full running time. Front, he gets to the stick of TK. Now Vesio breaking it out over the bowl, over the red line, finding a streaking TK behind the defense. TK, the backhand forehand, stopped loose, scored, I believe. Yes, there's the arm. Off the rebound, TK's shot was stopped. She's on the ice, slow to get up, but I think she's okay, just taking a breather. And I didn't actually see with all the chaos who got the rebound. It was likely Bull or Vesio. Actually, Vesio might have been off the ice. I'm not sure who got it. Or maybe TK's shot actually went in. But either way, it's 1-1. I didn't see who actually put it in. If you're watching on YouTube, you can just click back and watch the replay. There's Lamantia trying to send it over, but missed Patley. Good job, Winnicky. Lamantia at the blue line trying to kick it in. And they're battling 2v2. It's Annabelle Williams with her. Comes across. He's pucked. Winnicky tracking it down in front of her goaltender, Husenfeld. She dumps it back. Finn's got to go around the net, won't get there first. And Breck gets it tipped away. Annabelle Williams trying to break it out. Lamantia trying to get there. It does. Tips it forward. I think she could have just settled that down and took possession, but he's pucking. Oh, almost got to Lamantia's stick. Sent back out front, finding the stick of Linscheid, who comes back to the point, but passes off the mark and gets by Maggie Erickson. Husenfeld now sending it back into the neutral zone. A whistle. I don't know what that call was, but they're heading into the Breck zone, so something on them. So Linscheid was out there. It's going to bring out the rest of her line. Moss and Olsen comes back to the point. There's Erickson navigating the blue line, sends it to the half wall. Moss down deep to Olsen. And into the Irish zone. It's Erickson. Over to Husenfeld. Husenfeld again. Trying to skate it out. Couldn't. Shot. Gloved. Husenfeld. The quick snapshot from the Mustangs. Team line now out. He's out. All the way into the Mustang zone. They will whistle that one. The rare icing call. Just under 6.5 running time here left in the first half. Kuhn for the draw. Back to the point. Shot fired. With traffic out front, Husenfeld was able to find it. Coach Kyle Finn said make her do her job. Clear the front of that net. Paradise. And Lee. And kick out to Lee. And Condon. Puck comes out to the Mustangs. Tipped away. Coming back the other way. Back up to Chris at the right wing. Can't clear it. Mustangs hold it in. Number 9 fires off the blocker of Husenfeld. And Robeck tried to send it back. It was stopped. Now coming back cleanly. And that's TK. She's going to, that's Vesio. She'll come over to Robeck. Robeck will skate it up the right side over the red line and fire it in. Cross corner. Irish will on a change over to that side. Goal comes up, takes a hit at the blue line. Mustangs on the move the other way with numbers 2v1. And the pass back to the middle was stopped. Loose behind the net. Into the corner. Vesio will get boarded up. Bowl behind the net, working from her center position, trying to get it up to TK on the boards. Can't. Bowl will go the other side. And sent up by Vesio off the stick of Bowl. Bowl again. We'll try the other way. Vesio can't clear it. Sends it back to her defense. It's going to be Winicky clearing it. Get the pass up to TK, and it just goes off her stick. She almost had another breakaway. She tries to split that defense. Kept in. Tipped forward. It was a 38 Winicky. And now out for the Mustangs. She's picked up by Hatley. And Annabelle Williams and Lamantia will now be coming out on the line change. Lamantia gets it at the half wall. Cross ice to Erickson. Her shot towards the net. Misses. Hatley put her off the side of the net. Battling in the near side circle, trying to get it deep. Annabelle can't get there. It gets sent out by the Mustangs. Icing is on. We will call that one. And quick line changes here, keeping the Irish fresh. Olsen, Winside, and Moss. That one went out of play into the bench, off a Rosemount bench player. We'll drop it in the Irish zone. Under 3 minutes. Up against the Linscheid, shaking it and sending it to the corner. Moss coming in. And Linscheid working behind the net. Breck will come back. Now go the other way. Finds the forward. Held by Husenfeld. They had a big hit in the middle. And it is, certainly they'll call it on Breck if they're going to keep playing. Sent in. I guess they'll just keep playing this one. There's no point in blowing a whistle. Breck sends it in. Crystal Lee didn't clear. Front foot stolen and sent out iced by Condon. They'll go back into the Irish zone. Minute left in counting here in the first half. And off the stick of TK. Finds her in the neutral zone, bumped off it at mid-ice, and a whirly-bird, somehow not a penalty, but that stick went all the way around TK and spun her around in the air in the neutral zone. In fact, Robeck's pass was intercepted. You could hear her teammate calling for it and scored. Breck, Q1, number 20. Robeck made the pass, but her teammate was calling for it and set it up for a turnover. It's 2-1 Breck, leading to the breakaway goal. Goal line is out. And that's the end of the first half. It'll be a quick break, no resurface. But a late turnover from the Irish leads to the go-ahead goal for the Mustangs here in the early preseason action. I'm going to take a little seat here since we are in game 2 of the quadruple header, folks. JV varsity. And, it's like that marathon when you get that first, I don't run marathons, but you can imagine if I did, and I imagine it's the case, you hit that first wall around, I don't know, what would you runners say, the 7-mile mark? I don't know, that's where it is, where you got to get that second wind. We know we've got a couple more walls to hit to get through 4 games, and we're gonna take a load off here. This is load management. Gonna need a refill on this old coffee. The sessions hasn't been open yet. Maybe after this one. I mean, I didn't eat anything either. I couldn't mind a breakfast sandwich. Sounds pretty good. What's your guys' favorite breakfast sandwich? What are we thinking? Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit? McDonald's? That's the best one, right? Are you with me? That's the one. The old bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. But how do you know I'm a fat guy? Well, because I have a favorite breakfast biscuit. Oh, the back's tightening up. All right. Just got a text from my wife, wondering why I'm talking about breakfast sandwiches. Hey, who got up at 6 a.m. to get out here to Centennial? Me. That's right. So I can talk about breakfast sandwiches. We're off in the second half. 2-1 Breck. He's out front. Fired, gloved up. And I didn't even look. Is that still Lexi? Yes, it's Lexi. Looks like she's playing the whole game here. Gianna played the full game yesterday against Centennial. The Varsity rostered goalies. Fired, redirected. Kuzenfeld is able to stick with it. Winnicky in the corner comes up, back to the Breck defense, walking the blue line. 13 goes across. Pressure by Vesio. Vesio will skate it up, and the pass intercepted, but TK able to wing it in. In comes Hatley Williams, and now Lamantia. It is Annabelle Williams bringing it in, trying to send one shot block, trying to get over to Lamantia. Couldn't get her stick on. The backhand was open on the back door. Bouncing puck. Lamantia couldn't get a stick on it. Paradise, number 9. Circles, fires it hard off the glass. They're going to say it went off his stick, but I think they're just being nice. They'll let it play. Lamantia on the forecheck and puts a girl into the boards. You don't see that often. Back to defense, Paradise. Firing loose. It got to the net as Williams is tied up, and she takes an additional shove in the back from the Breck player. And they are quick, short shifts. Well, at least for Lamantia's line. Probably better keep her off the ice. The Moss line. There's Lynchide trying to get to the net from the left side. But they are playing 4 lines here, so no point in running 2-minute shifts out there. Here comes Moss, wide right. Tried the center one. Missed the mark. Right out into the neutral zone. And Erickson sends it back in for the Irish. Inside. Caused the turnover. Couldn't get the shot off. Tipped away in the circle. And back out. Rosenfeld with the roll back in at D. Inside chips it up, but fired right back in by the Mustangs. Rosenfeld sends it down to Robeck. And she'll come back to the other side. Rosenfeld can't clear and stays in. Robeck again behind the net. Finds a streaking Ella Olsen, gets it out, sticking with it. Robeck backhanded, trying to tip it up, but got held up on an Irish player trying to get off the ice. Back the other way. Fired and blocked shot by Winicky. Goes behind the net. Now Finn surveying. And on the stick of Ruby Kuhn for a second. Chip back out. It's Trista Lee. She's going to take it up the right-hand side. Trying to get it in deep, but she's held up at the half wall. Breck coming out the other side. And it does get through everybody. Number 13 on the move. Turning, firing, scoring for Breck. Making it 3-1. Number 13 with the snipe. Goal line re-enters. Vesio stops, fires across. Finding Winicky, her shot. Went off maybe the face mask and then the crossbar and back behind the net. And a low shot from Finn misses right. Sent to the crease, picked up by a Breck defender. They'll try to break it out and send it out of the zone. Finn racing to get there against number 20. They get tangled up. 20 picks it up, and the penalty by TK getting back in the play. Taking her down from behind. It'll stay in the Irish zone with 19-15 and counting here in the second half of game number 2 of the day for me. Game number 2 for the varsity squad for the weekend. Both teams will play again right after this against Eastridge, JV then varsity. It's all part of your Lemantia Hockey Network quadruple header. Off the glove of Erickson, gets to the front of the net. Paradis picks it up. And sent back in, and Lexi will just cover that one up. Number 9 going around the circles. Centering one. Tied up behind the net. Fired. And that'll be quick line change again. I didn't even get to call out the Catley line with Lemantia on it before they got off the ice. The Moss line. Inside gets it up to Moss. Gets it out of the zone. Running, firing, gloved up. Lexi. That's headed by Olson off the stick of Ringside. Breck sends it back in. Finn sends it up the board. Goes all the way up to the blue line and comes out. Sent back in offside. They'll play tag up. Winnicky, breakout pass stolen. And tipped away by Finn, thankfully. Sent in by the Mustangs. Finn whiffs on the pass. Comes out right to a Breck player. He's back to the point. Fired block shot. Condon. Winnicky gets it past Finn. It'll come up to Crystal Lee. Trying to get it up to Kuhn, but can't. Comes back to Finn. She surveys the ice and sauces when it clears the zone, but right back in offsides. They'll tag. Wiesenfeld will settle it down for Finn. Off the board, it does come out. Finds Crystal Lee. Sends it ahead, but right to the Breck defender. Comes back out the other way with it. Maggie Erickson skating it. He's going to go over the red line, over the blue line. Shot blocked. One-timer by Crystal Lee. The defender got a piece of it, slowed it down. That's Vesio, number 7, in. They get the rest of that change. Now Bull and Taylor Krieg. Krieg with the one-timer scored. Taylor Krieg. One-timer feed from Vesio. And the Irish pull back within 1. Fourteen and a half and counting left. 3-2, Breck over the Irish. TK working the corner, trying to get the Vesio behind the net. Bull holding at the half wall. And now coming out. Oh, that was a sick forehand shot from a tough angle by number 3. And just like that, it's 4-2, Breck. So Breck answers right after the Taylor Krieg goal. And here is the Hatley line, which is Williams, Hatley, Lamantia left to right. Hatley sends it back to a defense. Wiesenfeld back up to Hatley. Sends it off the board in. Lamantia trying to get there on the forecheck. Annabelle Williams coming in. Lamantia settles it, trying to get the pass over. Can't. Too much traffic. Breck on the move. Off of a stick with bounce to Wiesenfeld. She'll cover it up. Just over 12 and a half and counting. We'll come over to the circle to our left. And Hatley will take the draw. Lamantia comes through, clears it. It's held up. Here's puck. Lamantia picks it up and sends it in. change for the Irish. Just under 12 minutes. Breck back out to the point. And that one went through the legs of Olsen trying to block it. Back up towards Olsen. And that one got through traffic wide right. Up off the boards. Did the center of that pass. There was number 40, Olsen, streaking. And Winnicky will navigate it out no further. Goes back in. Back up to Linshide. Can't get the handle on it in front of the Irish bench. Picks it up again. It comes out. Olsen will pick it up, finding Linshide. Linshide by herself. Trying to get it deep and spins and just sends it to the net. And they covered it. They blew it dead before they were going to play it. Just under 11 minutes left. Brings in the Kuhn line. Condon, Kuhn, and Lee. Comes back to Erickson. Trying to find Condon. He goes deep into the corner. Held up. Comes out. And the center one was Kuhn. Breck will come out the near side. Perhaps they do. It's by Erickson. It was offside. And at the next puck drop will be at or under 10 minutes left. 2-goal lead, 4-2 Breck over the Irish. Here comes the goal line with Erickson and Paradise. In that defense. Up to Bowl. Trying to get it over to Vesio. Now settles it back to Bowl. Bowl circling out, comes back to the point. Erickson fires towards the net, and it is gloved up by the netminder. For the Mustangs, who once again is not Claire Milenkovic, who's sitting over there on the bench, not playing this one. The freshman phenom out of Minneapolis. Vesio getting it down low. Feeding the Bowl. Bowl's shot gloved up high level. And we'll be at about 9 minutes on the next draw. Back on the move, loose puck picked up by Bowl. They drop it back to Erickson. Erickson sending pass over to Vesio. Couldn't get it over the red line. Erickson comes back, picks it up, and sends it in. Gives it to Change. Here comes the Hatley line. With Williams and Lamantia. Another one, Husenfeld in the corner, up to Annabelle to fire. Behind the net, Robeck falls down, gets it up the board. Lamantia hacking at it, can't get it out. And now it's Hatley behind the net, coming the other side. Past Husenfeld, but set right back in. Robeck on the defense, sends it back up the board. No winger home. Struggling. Into the corner for Breck. And they'll be held up. Puck comes out. Husenfeld tries to send it around. Robeck in the corner. Trying to get it up to Williams. And get it out there. Struggling to clear the zone. It's held up in front of those chicken tenders. And here comes Breck coming out around the circle. Lamantia doesn't do a great job there. Shot was saved. Husenfeld didn't do a good job of sticking with that player curling around, and that'll bring in a line change. And we'll see if the Moss line has better luck. Under 7 minutes left. Tap to the point. Shot fired wide right. Inside getting over. Winnicky back up the inside. Centering one clears the zone. Winnicky inside. Centering pass off the stick of Olsen. And back the other way, fired, and Husenfeld handles that low shot cleanly in the mitt. About 6 minutes left. Loose puck. Inside clears. And it gets all the way in the Mustang zone with Ella Olsen's forecheck. And fired up and into the Irish zone. It'll be Finn picking it up. Circles back around hand net. Looking for inside, but off a Breck stick, and they keep it in. Fire it through the crease. Kitty corner near side. Winnicky pass gets to number 10, and it went up into the netting out of play out of the arena. As the shot was blocked by Winnicky. And there'll be about 5 minutes left on the next face-off. Remains 4-2. Here's the Kuhn line. That shot got on net. Breck centers one. Up to the defense, and Kuhn picks it up. With pressure. In the Carboni's corner. 763-786-1113 for the Lexington Carbonis location. Slap shot number 2, and casually caught by Lexi Husenfeld. I've seen her do that as a softball catcher many moons ago when Audrey played with her. One of the best in the biz. And the bowl line coming back out with just over 4. Paradise Erickson defending. The point, quick shot, got through traffic, saved Husenfeld. Near side corner, puck goes behind the net. Paradise trying to get there and pull it out, sends it to the corner. And TK will retreat, pick it up. Loose for Bowl, she settles it with her glove. And tries to get a pass out, and kept in by number 12 with the skate. Up to Vesio, turns and fires, finds TK, try to get by number 13, Camp. They'll head the other way. Now Metal Husenfeld back the other way. And pass was behind Williams from Hatley. It's an icing. Under 3 minutes left. Nancy putting on pressure and chips it out of the zone. Nancy in the corner. They get boarded up. Williams coming from the other side. Husenfeld pinching, but the puck gets by and it's coming the other way. Numbers 2-on-1. Lamantia back checking. Stopping the 2-on-1. Nice play. 2 minutes left. A 2-minute warning. And comes out off stick and be no icing. It'll be played by the Mustang goalie. Line change for the Irish. And it is the Moss line in. Robeck defending here. Gets a piece of it with her stick. Goes behind the net and leaves it for Moss. He gets it up to Olsen. Olsen up the right side, fires one. Sticked away to the far side corner of inside, going over to retrieve. She gets upended. Puck back to the near side. Breck looking for an angle, finds a pass to the middle. Now out to the right off of a stick and sent in by the Mustangs. Just over 1 minute left. This will get to Olsen. She'll have a little bit of space. And her pass gets out of the zone, but no further. Back in for the Mustangs. Winnicky sends it to the boards. Loose puck. It's going to find a stick of Olsen. She's on the move. Chips it in. It's an icing, but they'll play it. Girls taking advantage of the non-icing calls. A couple feet before the red line. Just say, I just dumped that one in there. Firing back out. Intercepted by Finn. She's got a hold. And offside, so they'll have to retreat. Team line is in. Number 8, passing nobody home, and Crystal Lee will send it out. Lee and Kuhn on the far side boards. Moving it forward into the Breck zone. Comes right back out. Number 2 with it. And Paradise defending. Gets fire. Turning, firing. Low shot was saved Dusenfeld. That was a good defensive stick. That is the game. It will end in a 4-2 win for Breck. Not that anyone's counting if there's zeros here on the scoreboard, but here on the feed it says 4-2, and that will do it for game number 2 of your quadruple header. Up next is the Irish JV versus Eastridge JV. So I'm going to log off here and see if there's any coffee available in the lobby. And